Hi, I'm Jack, and the questions get worse. Joining me today is a very special guest, and can I be honest? A real treat. Why, it's YouTube legend Hbomberguy. H, welcome to the show, and thank you for joining us today.
Well, it's a rite of passage to knock on Jacksfilms' front door, and he just happened to be here. And it's like, oh, I'm actually filming something in my breakfast nook. You know, my guest didn't turn up.
Damn it.
So we can cut that out if you want. We can
leave it in. Leave it in. So, Harry, I have here a collection of questions for you submitted by your fans and your viewers. I have no idea what is on these cards. These were actually hand-delivered to me by my team at a Margaritaville. I don't know what we're going to get into today. In fact, the only thing I do know for certain is that the questions get worse. So, Harry, are you ready for the inaugural episode of The Questions Get Worse?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be. As long as none of the questions are punishment for my words and deeds, I should be okay.
We'll find out. Again, I really don't know. First question.
The first question is punishment for your words and deeds.
As your channel has evolved, it seems like your videos have expanded in scope and increased in production quality. What do you miss about making your old videos / prefer about your current process? Oh, okay, so they're kind of cheating. It's like two questions in one, but
yeah,
sure.
It just came naturally to me. Like, this is going to take more time to do, and I guess I can take the time to do it. No one can stop me, so I'll just do it this way or whatever. I do miss making shorter videos and having them out faster, and there's certainly, like, when you're doing something quickly, you can afford to make more risky jokes with it because it's less like, oh, there'll be a next thing, so it's okay. Whereas with a longer video, you take those risks in the video itself and then move on from them. And then you don't really know how that's going to land for a while, and then you're probably never going to make that joke again, and then it's kind of over. Whereas if you've got a running thing, you can kind of riff on it more and kind of know how the audience is reacting. So I kind of miss that, but I really enjoy being able to take the time to get it right in the first place. There are so many jokes that I got to refine over the course of like, oh, well, in the next draft, the joke completely changes, or like the writing completely changes.
Oh, that's interesting. So like you're able to, like in a single video, like for one video, like that joke can evolve a couple of times.
Yeah, I feel like I've written the long videos like 3 times over by the time they're done. It's like, oh, that's cool. And I miss not having to do that, but I like the end result a lot. So it's kind of 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, which I'm not sure if that's a normal phrase.
I've never heard that before, but I like that a lot.
I keep using phrases to my producer, and she's like, that's you made that up. I keep saying,
like,
not
a thing.
I say, like, let's start as we mean to go on. And she says, what does that mean? You made that up. I'm like, no, we say that all the time.
Who's we?
We in Britain. We Brits.
In we Britain.
We people in we Britain. Yeah.
Okay, so I have a follow-up question to that. What is the most amount of time you've spent researching and filming and editing one of your videos? Can you log it in dozens or hundreds of hours?
I've deliberately not kept logs because I think it would upset me. The plagiarism video didn't take as long. I just kind of made it, even though at the time it was the longest it had been since I'd uploaded. I was working on other stuff at the time. But I think the longest thing now is my current thing. That's probably normally the answer to every, whenever you'd have asked me, that would always be the current thing.
The current thing is the longest.
That's
exciting.
But it's about Adobe being bad, but it sort of is also about every other software on the market and the stories of their development. And it just kind of kept growing out and out until I'm like, basically every video I hit a point where I'm like, this is 2 videos and I should just make one of them and save the other one for later. So like one day, hopefully this year, I'll have like a period of 6 months where there's like 5 videos that are clearly like the other half of a video that I've made.
Ooh.
And people are like, oh, that's what he was doing with all this time. He made all this. And then people will understand why it took so long to make the one that came out. It's because like there was another 2 or 3 that I had to cut out because the scope had grown so much.
That's interesting. So there's a possible like avalanche of videos, you're saying, because of the research spent on the one topic.
My producer is staring at me from behind the camera with this like, she knows me too well.
It's like, answer carefully.
Yes. 7. No.
Okay, so that was probably the last good question we'll have today. Genuine question. I can imagine that it is stressful to upload a video.
So as opposed to what? Fake question. Sorry.
Well, that's how you know it's good. It's a genuine question, right? I can imagine that it is stressful to upload a video calling out some influential people. how do you deal with this?
Fear. I mostly just like, well, either I've researched it enough that I feel what I'm saying is acceptable, or my producer has watched it and said, this is acceptable to say, / you shouldn't say that, or whatever. We have to cut out every time you specifically use the word fraud because that's a specific, that sort of thing. And then I also just worry anyway, like, is this too much or whatever? Because a lot of times, like, I feel very strongly about some issues like plagiarism or whatever, and it sucks because sometimes you like the stuff the person makes, or you like them, but then they do something that I find like unconscionable. I almost don't want to call this person out. Like I don't see it as being my job to police the internet. Like, that really isn't the job that I want.
Sure, yeah.
But I end up doing it because I feel like I'm supposed to, because I've noticed something that's worth talking about. I guess I deal with it by sort of mentally, I don't feel like I had any choice.
Yeah.
So it feels less like something where like, oh, why did I choose to do that? And it's like, well, I had to. I don't feel like I have to handle it because it was just something that had to happen, as opposed to like, why did I personally start this fight with this person? Then I would judge myself for that.
Sure.
But
you're built different, so, you know.
I don't go out of my way to start fights with people. The fights happen, which is different. And that is different. And I'm trying to make a joke out of it, but it is like mentally a different thing.
Well, and you feel like you have to do it because, is it partially because like no one else is talking about the topic that you want to talk about?
Yeah, and I feel like if someone who wasn't me noticed this first, they would want to talk about it too, because it's like an important issue, among creators. But I don't know. You have to act the way you would want other people to act, and that's sort of, I guess, how I do it.
So you find it as like it's a necessity.
Yeah, and it's harder to, and maybe that's a loophole for me emotionally, because it means I can't judge myself for an action if it's something I felt like I was supposed to do, as opposed to something I chose to do. Does that make any sense? Am I getting too philosophical?
No, not at all, because I kind of agree with you. I mean, like, isn't that why, at the crux of it, like, at least when I got started in YouTube, like, isn't that sort of like why we make videos? Because we feel like we have to, or at least like that's how it should be. Like, for me, like, getting started, for me, it was just one of those, like, I have to make this video, and I would pull these all-nighters to make the thing happen.
Yeah.
And I can imagine you have felt or feel the same way. Like, you have this idea in your brain that you have to get out. Yeah.
There's nothing more satisfying than feeling like you're onto something. And like, it's actually like, it's deeper even than being like happy. There's this like, this thing is so interesting to me that like I feel more alive for following it. If we don't talk about these things, they're allowed to just get worse. And then like it used to be when a game had microtransactions in it, people thought that was stupid.
Right, until it got normalized.
And then it became so acceptable that now people complain when there's this other thing that makes it slightly worse or whatever. Like now microtransactions are acceptable up to a point.
Exactly.
And there used to be no point where they were acceptable, and like I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah.
So it's good if we just screamed louder at the time about horse armor, none of this would have happened.
It was Skyrim, right? That did that first?
No, Oblivion.
Yeah, sorry,
even before then, yeah.
Right.
Although, we're so old now, there's like, yes, but like a Skyrim ago, that the game was still Skyrim. People are like, oh, remember when Skyrim was out on the PS4? No, I remember when it was out on the PS3.
Right.
Fuck.
Right. You've dated yourself.
Yeah.
Shit.
I passed the point where like now Fallout 4 is now as old as Fallout 3 was when I made that video.
Jeez.
Like,
that puts it in perspective.
Like, oh no.
I don't like that.
And all my hair is gone. It's fine. I don't miss it. I don't miss it. I don't think too hard about it.
You see your hands shriveling in real time. This is from Psycho Chief 5090. At which age will doing this job become embarrassing? Oh, I like that. That's a good question.
Are the quotes?
Yeah, they put quotes around job.
Wow.
Which is very rude and hurtful as a YouTuber, with a YouTuber.
Yeah.
All right. But I love this question.
I go out of my way to embarrass my future self. I think very often I say and do things that I know I can only say and
to make
do.
him cringe.
Yeah, like
nice.
In this window of time, I can say this and you will hate that I did it. Like I filmed myself, naked, crawling out of a painting. It's like, I'm going to regret this. And that kept me going, was the knowledge that I would regret it.
There was a CAD B, right? Or no.
CAD, yeah.
That's what I'm CAD. Sorry, I can never remember that.
I remember a very long time back when I had a girlfriend, they introduced me to one of their friends with, this is Harry, he's a YouTuber. And I heard myself say, I'm sorry. And I genuinely hadn't thought to say it just happened. And I realized, like, there's always someone at the time.
Sorry. Sorry, that's beautiful. Okay.
There's always someone at the time who I'm thinking of, like, when someone else thinks YouTuber, they think this person and all of their crimes, and I get to say I'm one of them. You know, it's like, I do hate that I share that title with those people, but as far as what the job is, it's really fun, and I don't think I'll ever feel like embarrassed about it.
I mean, you have to feel some sense of pride to be in the same job, to have the same job as, Logan Paul, and Rice Gum. Like, you're in good company.
Yeah.
Really good. Onision, just really good boys, as I call them. So you're clearly chickening out at putting an actual number on what age becomes embarrassing to be a YouTuber.
Yeah, like, I mean...
I respect that, by the way. I'm not...
Because I was never a YouTuber. I just had a channel that I put stuff on to amuse my friends, and then it slowly took over my life. It's never been a job so much as a parasite that has slowly infected me.
Yeah.
And, like, you can't be embarrassed about what the voice in your head made you do. It's not you. You didn't do that.
That is so real, what you just said. It's like, sorry, it's annoying how real that is. Like, yeah, absolutely. Like, we started out as just like goofing around with friends. Yeah. And then it slowly took over our lives.
Yeah. This happened to me. I'm entitled to not feel embarrassed about that. That's the only thing I'm entitled to.
Sure.
Regret, maybe. I should have stopped it, but not embarrassment. That's different.
I like that a lot. That's a beautiful answer. I will answer Psycho Chief 45 for me. 45.
So in how?
Yeah, take a guess.
So in like 2 weeks, you'll...
Fuck off.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Right.
like I think it'll only get funnier the older you get. When it's like, when you do it at this age, it's even funnier.
That's fair. That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's like wine. It just gets better.
Yeah, like if I'm rolling around naked in my 60s doing this, that would be so funny.
It's more funny than sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Danny DeVito on Always Sunny. Right?
Incredible, yeah.
Incredible.
What an inspiration.
Next up, we have an Adobe ad read. This video is sponsored by Adobe. So if you can read this next one.
No! No!
This is from Ryan Peterson. How do you maintain...
Thanks, Ryan.
How do you maintain such a blistering upload pace? That's rude. I don't appreciate the sarcasm here on QGW. All right? I don't.
That's very funny. Thank you, Ryan.
5 people also thought it was funny.
5 people liked it?
5 people liked it.
Well,
yeah.
they probably liked it. Get him. And,
Totally. Yeah, that was the frame of mind.
They didn't think it was funny. They disagreed with the criticism that's implied in that. And the answer is, well, I make a lot of videos and then decide they're not very good. That's the trick. The difference between me and most other YouTubers is that I don't upload the bad videos. That's the trick.
That is the trick. As the Hbomberguy, it sounds you may have expertise to share here. Would you rather fight one coughing baby-sized hydrogen bomb or 100 hydrogen bomb-sized coughing babies? Holy shit.
I mean,
yeah.
I feel like a hydrogen bomb at any size
Sure.
would be a losing. Yeah. So it would have to be the babies. I would lose, but that would be the choice I'd have to fight.
Well, now think about it. Okay. You acknowledge you would lose either way. So wouldn't that be a prolonged death with the babies? At least the hydrogen bomb, wouldn't that just like get it over with?
Yeah, because you could take out a couple of those babies and then one of them would glance you, and then you'd be, without a limb for 10 hours. However,
that sounds painful, Harry. Do you want that?
That's a really good point.
But the hydrogen bomb, it's over and done before you can blink your eyes.
That's my problem though, is I feel like I have to take my chances, even though
with the baby.
Yeah, like I know I will lose, but there's the part of me that's like, but that's the best option. You have to do it statistically.
That part of you is called being a human. Yeah. Right? That's on the deepest level of humanity. It's like, but gosh darn it, I have to try.
We're born dying, but we're compelled to fancy our chances.
Fuck. Is that an Hbomberguy original?
I just made that up now.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm angry at how good that was on this. We're born dying, but we have to, what was it?
But we're compelled to fancy our chances.
Put that on a shirt. I'm going to do it before you.
Fuck. Oh, yeah. I mean, did I sign anything that means you get to the rights to
You
it?
sure did. Yep. You don't remember it, but you did. This is from Tufty Mink. As recently bald guy, how did you get used to your head being cold?
Oh, wow.
I know. If that's too personal, we can move the fuck on.
I never even thought about it.
Yeah?
It only occurred to me now how cold my head. Oh God.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, the thing I have to really worry about is burning.
Sure.
Because
on the summer days and
yeah,
stuff.
like my dad's bald, and like that's the thing he was always worried about. And in the UK especially, it can be cold and windy, but also for some reason be really sunny and burn you.
That sucks. That's the worst of both worlds.
It's
man.
worst, yeah. So I was out once at South Shields. I don't know the name of the place, even some like beach, and it was like cold and shitty, and we were all wrapped up warm, and I still managed to burn. I looked like 2 halves of a Neapolitan ice cream, like 2/3 of an ice cream. It was horrible. I knew based on seeing my lineage that I was going to go bald soon, but by the time I was like 12, I was like, this is going to happen. So I would just grow it out and have fun with it because I didn't really care. And I've been so like, I was waiting for the chance to shave it off, really. So
I like that. So you like looked forward to it and almost.
Yeah, I was just like enjoying having hair while I had and letting it look like rubbish because it's like, well, you know, it's fun or whatever. It's funny. I found some old pictures of my dad when he was my age, and you can see he's got all this hair, but you can kind of see exactly through his face what he's gonna look like when he's bald, and it's so funny looking back at pictures of me now. I can do that to myself.
Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So the secret is to like look forward to it, or like detect it early, like you know in advance it happens, so then you have fun with it.
Yeah, to me it's just part of being alive. Like it's just a process, and why would you? I think some people get really self-conscious about their hair, and I don't get it. Like, why bother? You have so many other things to be worried about.
I mean, I'm one of those. Yeah, I'm absolutely. And I agree. I hear, but easier said than done. It's one of those, like, I got a nice little bald spot right in the back. So I'm very self-conscious when, like, I turn away to the camera so that it's, like, nice and visible.
I mean, because I shave the back with a thing by myself, I am afraid to turn my head to the camera because in case people can see a ridge that I've left in by mistake. So that will never go away. Like even when you start shaving it, well, you have to worry about missing a spot.
That's nice. It's a nice, constant, lifelong fear. That's cool.
So I just that's the thing about making videos to intentionally embarrass myself is like I feel like I'm in on the joke with myself. So if I look terrible, it's fine, you know. And maybe this is more of a British comedy thing, but you're allowed to look like shit in Britain. You're still allowed to have a career while having horrible teeth and facial features or whatever. Whereas in America, everyone has to look beautiful. So I guess the stress is more real for you. But you're pulling it off. Great. You look fantastic.
Right back at you, Harry.
Yeah. I saw you wearing the suit in your like promo picture that you made for this. I was like, fuck, he looks so good. I couldn't look that good on purpose. And he just dresses like this.
No, it's like stuffing sausage in a tube, man. I had to squeeze into these pants, man. It sucks. This comes from Athena P. Beans on toast?
Yeah, good.
This is from Chaotic Crusader, bunch of numbers. Harry, this is a great question.
I love when you smile while you're reading the question. It's a good sign.
Do you miss the Queen?
Ooh.
No!
Yeah, the camera's off. Yes. They can't record my reactions. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Oh, I'm safe. That's really fun. Oh, God. Harry.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you miss the Queen?
In the off time while Jack was cooling down the cameras, I managed to develop a nuanced opinion, the one that won't get me in trouble. So yeah, I'm very, very sad that Her Majesty the Queen, parasite in chief in her idiot hat, has passed. We will all sorely miss her because it can only get worse. You know.
Expand on that.
Well, actually, that was a joke. Obviously, we all love the Queen very much,
right?
And everything that she's done to and for the world. I think my feeling about the Queen had always been, I feel like the monarchy shouldn't exist, and the Queen is like such a layover from the times when we had one, and it felt like real. That when she dies, I feel like we should just quietly stop having a monarchy. Just let them let them become regular celebrities. Let's not have this weird system anymore.
Right.
I feel like I was hoping there'd be a question about that when she passed. So that's kind of my feeling about it. Was like I have some reverence for the Queen because she's always been around, at least in my lifetime. And now that she's gone, I don't get it. I don't see the point anymore. That's controversial opinion, he said, in a country where you fought a war over not having this. You know.
Please watch what you say here. We're a bunch of queen defenders here in the USA.
The people love the royal family here. They love the gossip.
They do,
about
but
it.
it's in a different way. In more of like a gossipy, tabloidy way. I mean, like, not that that doesn't exist in England, but I mean, please consider that Paddington was very friendly towards the Queen. So I wish you kind of, put that in perspective when you gave your cute little take on Her Majesty.
Like, I feel like a certain level, I feel like a compulsion to be mean because I don't agree with the concept of a monarchy, but also I can't help but feel some reverence towards that specific monarch because they were mine my whole life.
Yes.
So it's like, is this little edge case? Where
and not just that, but like your parents' lives. Like, my mom texted me just saying, I can't believe it. Like, I remember when I was a little, when she was a little girl, that was the Queen.
Yeah. It is weird.
Great question. Harry, how do you plan on improving your WikiFeet score in 2025?
Fuck, it came
up. Amazing?
I can't believe that came up. Zero plans because
smart answer.
There are levels of like when you do this thing ironically, the people who are actually into it think you're one of them, and then it's like now it's and you'll never get the feet stink off of it. It just doesn't work,
Why would you say feet stink? Why would you combine those words?
Yeah.
God, you weren't thinking. I wasn't
thinking. I was thinking with my feet,
So many of us do.
So many, yeah. But it's I'm not going to go out of my way to do anything. Make sure you use mostly the close up on me.
Yeah.
The wide, there's too much foot waggling going on.
Yeah, for sure. You're really put those dogs away, for God's sake. 308 people like this question, by the way. This is a popular one.
Oh shit.
This is from Bildor123. What is it like being such a high testosterone alpha male?
Because you don't know?
Clearly.
It's fine. It's basically the same. Fine. It's basically the same, only worse. Where you have to worry more about what it's going to do to your body long term.
Sure.
It's
heavy lies the crown sort of thing.
Yeah. Literally, my crown is gone. But I think long term you have to start worrying about what it's going to do to you.
What is it going to do to you?
Bodily things, things you got to worry about, overgrowing.
Like, okay, yeah.
It's
right. But, like too many back muscles. Like, the biceps get too big.
Too big, and then your bones start to break under the pressure from the.
Well, that's rough, man. I'm sorry. You really are going through like a burden that most of the world doesn't appreciate.
I've deliberately had to gain a lot of body weight and lose a lot of muscle mass to try and.
I'm so sorry.
Because the instant.
Why are you laughing?
Yeah,
we're talking about real shit, and you're laughing.
It's not a joke. If I lift a weight, I'm done. Like that's too big.
He can't lift.
Yeah, I have to get a whole new. Weights. I have to get a whole new wardrobe if I lift a weight. So I'm not gonna.
Harry, that's tragic.
You couldn't make me. Yeah,
that's tragic.
Yeah,
we're learning so much about you tonight, and I love it. How many donuts can you stack on it?
For a given.
Think about it.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to give me a donut radius, I would say,
Radius or thickness?
Well, you'd have to give me like a height.
Yeah,
overall.
Yeah, height, sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say your standard like Dunkin' Donuts donut, like an inch. That's an inch, right? 2 centimeters / an inch. Not slash. I know it's like 2.5 or something, but like about yay thick.
So 1 inch. Okay, so mathematically, then that would be between 6 and 7.
Sick. Okay.
Okay. Based on like accounting for like, well, if it's slightly less than an inch, then maybe we can fit one on at the end.
Let's say okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so 6 or 7. That's shit.
Well, I mean, the hard part is like because after that you start have to worry about the gap between the fingers. Now you're going to fit them in, so you don't really know.
The fingers.
Yeah.
You blew it. Harry, you blew it.
What was the question?
Harry, this is the final question on The Questions Get Worse. It's from Eduardo Walsh. 4 numbers. This sucks, by the way. I haven't even finished reading. Like I'm blocking it with my hand, and like already the first 5 words suck. Which toe do you?
And there's more than 5 words in
it. So many more.
Okay, so okay. Keep going. Give me each word. Let me get each
sir.
word.
Yeah.
Which
Which toe do you like sucked the most? after the first date?
Why are there so many feet questions? Why did I brought up feet like early on because I thought they're not going to get that bad. So this will be my only time to volunteer feet.
But they did get that.
But then there's more.
Well, okay. You have 5 options.
We're going to have to turn these cameras off to run a little experiment in order to find out.
Damn it, just when the video's getting good.
Are there any anecdotes that we can, so this not just
I think you're all out of foot anecdotes,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to
I wasted them. I didn't think I would need them.
You wasted them on the good questions. So like, what are the distinction between the toes? There's like big piggy, little, like how do you like, I don't reference toes enough to be like, there's not an index finger toe, right? Is there a ring finger toe?
Is there an index toe? I wasn't deliberately flipping the camera off, but like
it sure looked like that, and I'm a little offended. I'm adding that to like the list of insults you've thrown at me tonight. So like,
I'm flipping off the camera that overheated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that one that overheated. Like, I don't even like, I've never thought about like names for toes. Like our fingers, our digits all have like specific names. Do the toes have, there's a middle one, there's a thumb and a pinky. But what about those other 2? I don't know.
I'm sure doctors have names for them.
Sure.
But they have names for everything.
Yeah, the fucking doctors.
But listen, if you're conducting your life in such a fashion that you know the names of the toes.
Reevaluate your life? Is that what you're getting at?
Reevaluate being alive. Yeah, like,
yeah.
sucked by what though? Like, there's so many.
Harry.
There are so many additional questions to be asked here.
Sucked by what? That's the easiest one, if anything. The mouth. Like, what do you mean sucked by what?
I mean, who hasn't while they're vacuuming? You know, with the little trunk goes, hasn't like gone like, you know?
Me never. But now I'm going to consider it because of your little fun suggestion.
One time we had. Do you have Henry Hoovers here?
Yeah.
I remember in university they had one of these and they're vacuuming, and like I put it in someone's drink. I made it drink the drink. And I thought it was so funny.
I mean, that's great.
And then like it just absolutely obliterated the vacuum cleaner like inside. Like the gin just wrecked it.
But it was worth it for the joke.
It was worth it for my own personal amusement.
Yeah.
No one else thought it was funny.
But you did, and that's all that matters.
That's all matters.
That's the takeaway.
Yeah.
It made Hbomberguy laugh, and that was good enough for the world.
It made me laugh, and I didn't care how much harm it did to those around me.
Which I think is a beautiful, like, that's your personality in a nutshell. I would describe your content as, like, it's harmful to everyone but you.
Yeah. I think of myself as the opposite of a doctor. You know, my rule is first do harm.
Right. I have a favor to ask of you. Could you permanently ban one of these question askers forever for the duration of this series so that they can never ask another question again? Is it possible you can go through these and just pick one username whose question you either didn't like, or maybe you just don't like their name? Are you okay with that?
I'm totally done. Yeah. Can I see the question?
Please. All right. So there you go.
Okay. So I don't like the way Psycho Chief said job in quotes. You know?
Yeah, that's like, a great point.
Yeah. Like Psycho Chief 1590, I get to make fun of my job. You don't get to make fun of my job.
You are banned forever.
Psycho Chief, more like Psycho Neef, because he's never coming back.
Owned, destroyed by the one and only, the great, the infrequent,
Fuck you.
the always charming Hbomberguy. Thank you so much for being on this stupid show.
More like Psych No Chief.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, got him.
Oh, I have a question. Who should we have on next time?
Name some people in the comments below. I'll ask my favorites in the next episode of Tagua.
Also, there's a 90-minute cut of this interview with even more questions that you can watch right now on my Patreon. Here's a clip. Can you tell me what you were talking about when we in between takes?
I'm selling water from my bath. I think I have athlete's foot.
Do you know your WikiFeet score?
I want this guy killed. Clean shot.
Unbelievable.
Oh, toes! I made that by crushing the grapes with my own feet.
Condom?
Condom? Do not Google that. In fact, don't put this in. Do you ever play 15 card pickup?
Well, how you played that? Oh! By the way, my Patreon just launched today, and we're offering quite a bit. We have just one single tier, and that tier gets you everything. So in addition to the 90-minute version of this interview, you also get bonus Yai episodes and tons of other videos. Also, when our podcast Aaron is the Funny One finally returns on June 10th, patrons will get longer, extended episodes every week, plus a bonus episode every month. And don't worry, we're not paywalling the podcast. New episodes will still be free every week, everywhere you listen to podcasts. But patrons will get longer, juicier episodes with even more of Aaron's rants, plus a bonus episode every month. And if that's not enough, patrons also get all ReactBot DLC, including any and all future ReactBot DLC. You'll also get access to our exclusive Discord channel, plus special polls and questions that will influence future videos. If you're able to show your support, I will make damn sure you get your money's worth. So scan here or click the link in the description below to see that 90-minute cut of the interview and so much more. Patreon.com/jacksfilms.